afternoon. My name is Jake Berry, and today I'll be presenting my analysis of the 2020 crypto Azure mining attacks. In this presentation, I'll summarize my detailed report focusing on the root causes behind these incidents, the critical mitigation strategies the industry must adopt, and the far-reaching implications for businesses operating in the cloud. The attack itself was deceptively simple. Financially motivated actors ran automated scripts to scan public GitHub repositories. They then harvest the published settings files, which contain powerful static keys to things such as Azure subscriptions. Using these keys, they were then able to hijack victims' cloud environments and deploy massive fleets of virtual machines with the goal of not so much stealing data but profiting from crypto mining, leaving the organization vulnerable to the enormous bills that were created from their actions. My research shows that this wasn't a single point of failure, but more a cascade across 4 domains. It started primarily in the developer workflow, where secrets were being hard-baked into code, and there was no real shift left mentality being adopted to catch these types of issues. This was really compounded by weaknesses in the platforms and insecure credential formatting. Crucially, there were also organizational failures, such as a lack of governance over cloud spend and no real incident response planning for this type of resource abuse. Finally, these issues allowed the attack to escalate. Because of a massive monitoring gap where the final bill shock was the only real alert, this all could have been preventable, with failure across people, process, policy, and technology being the primary factors in this event. So I'll jump into my blueprint for prevention. How could have this been prevented? The blueprint for prevention is clear and it rests on 4 core pillars. First, we must secure the code. The cardinal rule is to never commit secrets. To enforce this, we must automate secret scanning directly within CI/CD pipelines. This will act as a digital tripwire, stopping a leak before it ever even happens. Secondly, we must harden the cloud platform, meaning eliminating static keys entirely by using modern authentication like Azure's managed identities. For any secrets that must exist, they are centralized in a secure vault, like Azure Vault Key, where access is tightly controlled and audited. Third, we must build a human firewall as such. Technology alone isn't enough. We need to continuously train developers on the secure patterns, but more than that, we must empower them with a beamless security culture, where finding flaws is rewarded and not punished. And finally, our 4th pillar is to monitor and respond. We have to assume a breach is possible and most likely going to occur and be prepared for this. This means using things such as AI-driven tools to detect cost and resource anomalies in real time. And critically, it means having practice incident response playbooks ready to go, so that if an alert does fire, the response is swift, decisive, and minimizes the financial damage to the organization, as well as many other points of damage, such as reputational and organizational, etc. When we look at the fallout from these attacks, we can see that it extended far beyond the technical realm. It created a new category of direct financial risk through things such as bill shock. It caused massive operational drain as engineering teams spent weeks on cleanups instead of innovation and new projects. It inflicted serious reputational damage by suggesting a lack of control within the organization. And finally, it resulted in major compliance and audit failures, proving the organization was not adhering to its duties under the shared responsibility model. In conclusion, this incident taught us 4 critical lessons. Cloud security risk is now fundamentally about financial and resource integrity, not just data. Prevention is most effective when it starts with automated controls right in the development pipeline. A zero trust, identity first approach that eliminates static secrets is no longer optional. And finally, a rapid and practice response plan is your essential and final safety net.